Well, joining us today is Qudus Onikeku, an internationally acclaimed Nigerian artist and cultural innovator whose work sits at the meeting point of movement, technology, and Yoruba heritage. From global stages to research labs, he uses dance and the moving body to explore memory, identity, and the future of African cultural expression. Now, he joins us today to discuss his latest article, his ongoing research, and how art can shape society beyond the stage. Welcome to the show. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you very much for having me.
Yes, an artistic man you are. They can't, the audience can't see his.
They can't see what's underneath.
What's underneath, but he's wearing the most artistic pair of pants I've probably seen this year.
And you're taking me after the show, right?
Oh, I've already gotten the scarf. He's going to tie.
We're working on that.
So I want to start. I mean, I think what really stood out for me, I was reading your article, especially coming off of everything that happened in 2025 in the arts art scene, and I like that you were looking towards the future. What are we going to see more of in 2026? And you describe culture as shifting from just decoration to infrastructure. What does that look like in real everyday terms for Lagosians who love art and those who are just coming around to it?
Well, I mean, I think number one is to make a distinction between art and culture. They're two different things. Art is something that you practice as an individual or within a collective. It's still your own individual expression. However, culture is something that is built within a community. It's a collective practice, it's a communal practice. So the farmer, the mechanic, the actor, the singer, the influencer, the audience, everybody is making a culture together. I mean, you just talked about the conversation between Seun Kuti and Wizkid just a moment ago. The conversation between the both of them, inclusive of the conversation of the FC, and you guys responding to it, all of that is making culture together. So I want to make us see culture from that point of view and not some raffia wearing dancers. And anytime we mention culture, we are quick to go into some archaic image in our mind.
Yeah.
All right, so you say cultural authority is moving from institution to ecosystem. So what does that mean for how power is sort of like distributed in the arts?
Yeah, because the thing is, because culture, because it's within an ecosystem already. So very quickly we create institutions that are governing it and supporting it and protecting it and writing policies around it. So very quickly it is moved towards government as if it's a government thing to regulate. But culture doesn't work that way. Culture is much more fluid than that. And the more we start to think about how younger people are, intertwining, collaborating across state, across city, across community.
Yeah.
Let's take, for example, NSAS. NSAS work in that kind of idea is ecosystem building.
Yeah.
This happened here, then that happened there. That happened there, then this happened there. So we as an organization, Gerando Center, we want to really use that logic to say, you know what, this old idea of this big institution defining everything is quite archaic. Let's go into ecosystem building, which is more about relationships, also distributing power to make sure that outsider can also come in to disrupt.
Okay, but you argue that people will become more selective about the experiences that they choose to partake in 2026. What kind of events do you think will no longer survive, especially now that we say that people have a shorter attention span because of the internet, because of AI? I believe there was a part in your article where you said you linked Dirty December to global digital fatigue.
Absolutely.
So talk to me about that.
Yeah, and I think that digital fatigue actually started with COVID-19.
Because there was an overload.
That was when everybody went online. There was an overload. There was a lot. Then all the business smart guy from Silicon Valley started saying, you know what, this is amazing. Without COVID-19, there wouldn't be ChatGPT, for example. We wouldn't get to this point in AI. I was researching AI as of 2019. So as of then, people were predicting that we will get here that we are now in the next 15 years.
And it took us, 6 years?
Because of COVID-19.
Yeah.
Everybody was at home and every conversation, every interaction, every engagement, every working was happening online. And what we don't know usually is that all of these online platforms, They might tell you that they are Uber or they are Airbnb or they are whatever, but what they are is data mining organizations. Every data you are putting in there, they are using it to train AI. So that's why we got to where we are very quickly. Of course, the smart guys started doing what? Creating more ads, creating more subscriptions, creating more whatever. And everybody's beginning to get it in 5 years that, you know what, we're just following some script that we are not part of. And I think that's the fatigue I'm talking about. And I said to my people, I said, you know what is happening with Dirty December is as a result of that digital fatigue. All those stadium that is filled with people is the aftermath of COVID-19. All those years of being confined, and everyone just like, then there was this madness that's, everywhere. And I know that even that, we saw it already in December. Some shows were from 350,000 naira for regular. I'm just saying.
You pay for that one.
I did it. So people at some point we start asking questions like Kilo Day. What is it?
I was like, I'm sure we'll not go back to doing house party like this. House party is cheaper.
Exactly. Yeah. And what we did at Geranda Center in December was an experiment.
Yeah.
We turned the entire space into what we call a Yoruba Imaginarium, where you have similar experiences. You have DJ Spinall, you have Vector, you have Dottie the Deity, you have dance performances, you had fashion, you had all sort of installation. And we just wanted to test and say, you know what, this one is not for the loud ones, and it's just 5,000 naira. So anybody, can come in and have a nice time. And I was watching the 13 days, how it was changing from one community or the other.
Next, yeah.
And I saw how people were creating intimacy with their favorite artists. They were touching them. They were able to interact with them. And it was a conversation. And that for me
who was touching who, sorry?
I mean, they were able to have contact with their artists.
Oh, just to clear.
Just excuse me.
Just to clarify things. No, come on. Just to know what's touching what. Go ahead, continue.
So that kind of intimacy, I think, is what people crave now, and I think I'm beginning to see it, unfold more and more.
All right, so you described what's it called, a shift from content to archives. Now, what do you think people are suddenly craving lineage and continuity? And also to add to that, why is cultural memory now a form of power?
Cultural what?
Memory, like a form of power.
That's the thing. We opened the Gerand Center in November 2024. So we're just in about 12, 13 months now.
Yeah.
And it was incredible. You say, wow, because now all of a sudden it felt like it has been there forever. Because people just got drawn to it immediately. Because then you realize that you've passed through an era where we scrapped history from school. Don't forget. Yeah. All of these people are now asking very interesting questions like, wait, what about this? So how come we miss this? How come we don't know anything about this? It's funny because the thing you said about Fela Kuti being, I actually said something like that in the article, that Fela Kuti, don't see him as a musician, see him as a root. That branched out into a Davido, into a Wizkid, into a Burna Boy, and an entire forest of Afrobeats.
Who's Portable?
Portable is a root.
He's a weed.
He's a weed. That's what I want to say. It's a weed. He's still part of the forest. He's still part of it.
Why did you give him a weed? Others now branch. Portable now weed. I don't like.
We all know.
I'm a fan of Portable, please.
I'm a fan as well.
I'm also a fan.
Can't give him a weed.
So I don't know.
I'm also a fan. Weeds are important.
Yes, very, very important. But continue. I was appreciating the answer to your question. Please go ahead.
No, because we're talking about the distinction between archive and content. Yeah. Like what she did when she looked straight to the camera and spoke about what Fela and Wizkid, two things can be right at the same time. You will notice that there's a bit more and more content like that on Instagram now, where people look at the camera on their phone and talk directly to the audience. Those kind of content is going to get more and more, catch for this year, because all this idea of treating people as content consumers is not going to work as much before. Because I just feel like we've gotten to the end of that. People are craving something else.
Oh, okay. All right then. We're going to probably wrap up soon, but you closed your essay or the article by saying, "May the road be rough."
Yeah.
And I found that interesting because suggesting that to me suggests that discomfort and friction are necessary for cultural progress. Why must meaningful cultural work remain uncomfortable? And what kind of future are you ultimately trying to build through the J.K. Randall Center?
I mean, number one, it's not... I think joy, joy is something that I invest a lot in. I don't invest so much in discomfort as much as I invest in happiness, in joy, because I think we need that more. But there's some joy that could also be without the big capital, capitalist joy. There's a different kind of joy. So when there is Christmas, everybody go do shopping. That's not the kind of joy I'm talking about. I'm talking about a real one that doesn't cost anything because everybody has it, right? So it comes from within. It comes from within. It comes from relationship. It comes from knowing that you are within a circle of love. And that's what I want to build. That's what we want to build at the J.K. Center. For people, young people specifically, to understand that, to know these things, to be in contact and in connection in space with these things, does not require a PhD or does not... Culture, for me, works best when you don't even know that something else is happening, when you're just flowing with it. And that idea of flowing with it is what I want to put in place so that we create the space, but we don't finish the creation. Yeah. We wait for the audience to come and complete it for us. So you become co-creators of meaning together with us. And that's what we are trying to achieve more this year. December was just a test ground. And this year we want to do more of that.
I mean, before we go, there's this current cultural boom, we have a lot of festivals coming on board. We've seen how, should I say, governments are now beginning to support Ojide Oba, Ofala and the likes. Now, what future do you see for the arts and culture and tourism segment, should I say sector rather, in Nigeria? Now, and also with the interest of, foreigners also coming into Nigeria, do you think there is a huge market there that we can tap into?
So the first thing is, I schooled in France and I started my company in France, and I've taught in the US. So I've mostly understood who we are, mostly from outside. Okay. Meaning I have this helicopter view. I can see 11 years ago when I decided to come back to Nigeria, it was because I already saw this coming. Okay. From outside, because you will not see it from inside. Yeah. You have to see from outside.
How people from the comfort zone.
No, apart from that, because people talk about you. People talk about you from outside. Yeah. You don't.
They say now, a prophet is without honor in his own home.
Preach. Afrobeat started growing more because outsiders started keen and vibing to it. So for me, one thing I told the governor was, I don't know what genius made you guys put, Lagos I'm talking about, put tourism, arts and culture together. Unlike then, it used to be information and culture for the federal government. Yeah, so I knew anything you put beside culture that is not tourism is already dead on arrival. However, because you see, Lagos is not a city people will come because of your skyscrapers or fine buildings or your beach. Nobody will come for that.
People are coming for the beaches, please.
Beach, no,
nobody will come for that.
The beach, some of them have been.
That beach, they carry person go. But when you see Maldives, when you see Cape Verde, it's like swimming pool. Yeah. It's blue, it's beautiful. That's not the reason why that's not the primary reason why people come to Lagos. They come because of the vibe. They come because of the energy.
Because of the people.
Because
so
of
you think the government should do more in terms of even encouraging nightlife? Because that's the vibe.
Of course, that's the whole point. Okay. Because that's what we get in Dirty December, right? Okay. Is the party, is the night vibe. And this is what Lagos knows how to do without any sponsorship. So I feel like the more we get it, that actually that's the biggest thing we are going to offer the world. Joy, happiness. People are looking for it elsewhere.
All right. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. This has actually been quite phenomenal. I appreciate you for coming on a ride.
Should he still drop his trousers?
Of course. Please ready that scarf, okay? Don't let him live without his pants. Thank you so much.